It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home.
My friends, it's Tanya and this is Well Done Home, and we are just getting ready to go to bed, but I wanted to show you, I've been wanting to show you this for a while. It's our homemade sourdough bagels, and I wanted to show you what my starter looks like before I stir it. It looks kind of like maybe that's not okay. I don't know, can you get inside there to see? But as I stir it around, you'll see it'll start to get bubbly and nice. An active sourdough starter. One of the things I love about sourdough is you don't have to go buy yeast, you don't have to get anything at all from the store. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time when you would go to the store and they were all out of yeast, and it was like, oh my gosh, I can't even make bread, I can't do anything. So this is nice because you don't have to have anything but your sourdough starter and some water and some flour and some honey or something else that the yeast can kind of feed on, and a little bit of salt. There's no oil in it, there's no butter in it, which is crazy for me to not have butter, but anyway, it's really, really a great recipe. So you really want just a half a cup of the starter and then some water. Warm water, and this is usually the last thing I'm doing right before I go to bed. I usually do this and then I let it mix while I'm going and getting my teeth brushed and my face washed, and that mixes it for about 7 or 8 minutes, and then I come back and it's usually ready to go. I tighten it into a little ball and then I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning it has nicely puffed, although I usually wait till closer to lunchtime before I make the bagels. This is kind of a lunch staple around here. So let me get a little bit of honey in there. About, I go 1, 2, like that. About 2 tablespoons of honey. And then I'm going to run down the hall and get my bread flour into there, so that I don't have to bring the bread flour in here. I just bring my mixing stuff in there. Alright, so I just put in 4 cups of flour. Now I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of regular salt. 1, 2, and then I mix this part together with a fork just to kind of get it incorporated. So I get it to about right there. And now I'm going to put my dough hook in and hook it up to the old KitchenAid. It's time for me to go get ready. We'll get ready for bed. So if you want to come take a peek at what it looks like to start off with. And then I'm just come back, take it off. Pull it off of the hook. It's a pretty dry dough actually, so it's very easy to work with. If it's sticky at all, it's not done mixing. So see, I can just handle it with my hands and it doesn't stick. And then just take it and get it into a nice ball. And I'll cover it up for the night. Put it to bed, put myself to bed, and it'll do all the work for the night. So normally I don't have to flour this at all. I can just cut it with my little dough cutter, and I form it into 4 pieces first. Well, actually the first 2 pieces, obviously. And then from there, I form it into 4 pieces, and then we're gonna do 8, and then we'll form them into bagels. You want them just pretty even in size. I wish you guys could hear the narration that Paul does over me when I'm trying to get ready for these videos. It is absolutely hysterical. Maybe someday I'll have him do one of the videos, but right now I'm having him be my filmer. But anyway, you just want to take each one of these little balls of dough. I form it into a little tight ball first, and I kind of pinch everything down. Can you see I'm just kind of pinching it all down to the bottom side so that the top side is getting nice and tight. And then I'm going to go ahead and break through the top with my thumb, and I will form that into a little bagel. So these have been rising, like I said. I made the dough last night, and it literally takes, I don't know, I think it takes 8 minutes, because I figure it takes me about a minute to throw all the ingredients together, and then it takes about 7 minutes of kneading in the KitchenAid, and then I just form it into a ball and I go to sleep. And so that's how this one worked today, and it's pretty fail-proof, foolproof, fail-proof. So I've got them all formed and ready to go. Now I'm just going to cover them with a tea towel, and I'll let them rise for about 30 minutes while we go out and pick some squash. Hey there, so we just got back from doing the squash, and one of my zucchini plants died. It's terrible, but anyway, we are back and we have so many squash, I don't know what to do with them all anyway. But right now I'm just putting a couple of tablespoons of sugar into this water so that we can boil up our bagels for lunch. Ta-da! There are the bagels ready to go into the water. There are the bagels ready to go into the water, and we'll bring them over to my boiling pot. And I like to get something that has a long handle on it, and I like to stir the pot so that it starts to go around. That way these, when they go in, don't sink to the bottom. Oh, come off of there. There. So that it starts to float. And I'll do, I usually do 4 at a time. So you can see these ones have been boiling and they're nice and puffy. And I'll put them over here. So, good drain. So they're boiling just in sugar water. And the texture of these is so yummy. I think you guys will love them as much as we do. These just happened to be on sale, so I picked up the asiago. Normally I get Parmesan, but for bagels this is really yummy. And so then this next batch will be just some straight sugar. Sugar and cheese, it's all the good stuff, but these sourdough bagels are really so delicious with the little extra tang that the sourdough gives it. It's one of my very favorite things, and I still put butter on them. There we go. Paul's looking at me like I have too many favorite things. I probably do. These ones are ready to come out. And this will be the sugar batch. I've got my oven preheated to 425. Oh no, I have it preheated to 350. It should be 425 degrees. And they bake for about 20 minutes. This is the very best recipe I have found for sourdough bagels, and it works for me every single time. Super reliable and or fail-proof, whichever you prefer.